Well,
Wow, that was a quick drop.
I'm just gonna say, yeah, I think I need a little bit more of a fade in on that, but I
Well,
actually appreciate it.
instead of doing a fade in because of this time of the year, maybe I could just sing us in.
Oh yeah,
Should
I
I
missed
do
you.
it?
You know what? I
Well,
did. I did miss
Dasher and Dancer.
Okay. Just for those of you who don't know, my friend here, Quiz, who acts more like my bratty little brother every day, is actually having a go at me because when he says Donna, I say Vixen. Now tell me, am I wrong? Am I wrong? That's a fucking reindeer name. Shit, you got me cursing on Sunday at 1:00 in the afternoon. I can't believe you got me this riled up. But actually, it wasn't just you. It was the whole damn content of this show. But it's like,
We are going to be in trouble.
Listen, and I don't save it, people. Like, if you actually think you're going to get me to stop talking about these stuff, you're sadly mistaken, because it's, first of all, it needs to be said, like, it's a political poop show out there.
Oh God,
shit.
on
Damn
both sides.
shit. There's poop everywhere, and well, we just decided we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about, and it's not just Trump today, people. Like, there is more poop than one show could handle, like, about Trump. Like, yes, the big thing, we're going to cover that first. I know you all like, well, yeah, they always talk about Trump on Sunday, so let's go see about the subpoena. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, it's 10 pages long. Yes, every word of it is like a delectable little piece of like, oh my God. But I mean, it's not like he's going to pay attention to it anyway, so we'll give it some play. I mean, it's not like the written word or a legal document means anything to that man or that party. I mean, let's just call it the way it is. Does he actually care? Does he care, Quiz? Really?
No.
Yeah, he don't care. He don't care. He don't care. So it's a 50-50 on whether we're going to get anybody else to care about it either, because he ain't going to do squat about it, except for whatever he did on the socials, which I heard was a mess. But me being the uppity bear that I am, I will not give a subscription to True Social like for my life. You're not going to get me to sign up for that crap. No way. Mm-mm. But so whatever he did over there, which I heard was a hot mess, is just going to stay over there. It's just going to stay where it belongs. But we're going to take a hose to it, yeah? Like a fire hose. I mean, Quiz, don't get excited. I meant like, wash it off.
Why wouldn't I? What are you talking about?
Never mind. Are you awake? Are you awake? All right. Are you awake? Okay. All right, let's go. All right, all right, so what do you got to say about this subpoena?
Well, we knew this subpoena was coming.
There it is.
What the best thing is everything they put in there. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not just one thing that they put in there; it's everything that they put in there.
yeah.
And then
Let's.
the crybaby response.
Yeah, you're gonna have to help me with the crybaby response because you know what I did? You know those foam earplugs I'm always talking to you about? I engaged them when it came to him over this week. I couldn't take it. It's the
I
first
don't
time
blame you.
I actually tuned him out because the whining
It's called the Wawa defense.
the whining was at such a high pitch that it was like it was I was afraid for my eardrums. Like I was. Okay, so this just happened the other day. Like today's the 23rd, and on the 21st, he got served. Okay. So here we go. This part right here is really good. This multi-part effort included but was not limited to. Here we go. They are saying, that he
Your
he
fault.
he did all this. Here we go. I'm gonna quickly go through what the accusations. Purposely and maliciously disseminating false allegations of fraud related to the 2020 presidential election in order to aid your effort, sir, to overturn the election and for purposes of soliciting contributions.
And
Like,
let's
hey,
just
that
stop here.
sounds, wait. And for purposes of soliciting contributions, I smell Rico.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa,
And
whoa.
this
Okay.
didn't start on November 3rd or 4th.
Mm-mm.
This started in March of 2020
As they proved in their
when
lovely,
he
yeah.
said in
Mhm,
front of
mhm,
an audience that the ballots are wrong. They're really bad.
mhm.
And if they don't get rid of the ballots, then no, I'm not gonna have a yeah. They cheated. They'll have to cheat to get me out of office.
They have to cheat. He started laying the groundwork right away, and
And
it
I had
was
a question: if the ballots were so bad, and he was the president,
mhm,
it's his administration that runs the presidential
mm,
election or the
mm.
national election. Why didn't he do anything?
Oh, they did. They actually looked into it. They looked into it like twice through his campaign and through his administration. And guess what they found?
What?
Yes, a whole pile of buckets. Like nothing. Like they didn't take nobody to court over it. They didn't accuse, they didn't sue anybody. They had a big fat nothing burger over the whole damn thing. Yeah, just a
There you
waste of
go.
money and whatever. Yeah, a couple of years of that. Okay. But it's still on the agenda. It is still definitely on the agenda. Okay. They're accusing him of attempting to corrupt the Justice Department, including by soliciting and enlisting department officials to make false statements and aid your efforts to overturn the presidential election
Well,
without
let's stop
any
there.
without any evidentiary basis, illegally pressuring state officials and legislators to change the results of the election in their states. Listen to the language here, people. Like this, they're serious. Orchestrating and overseeing an effort to obtain and transmit false electoral certificates to Congress and the National Archives. That's a big one. There are several laws with really huge penalties about that stuff right there. Despite knowing specifically that it was illegal. Wait, let me
Mhm.
read that again. Wait, does that actually say, despite knowing specifically that it was illegal, corruptly pressuring your own vice president to unilaterally refuse to count electoral votes during Congress's joint session on January 6th? Ouch.
Hmm.
Pressuring members of Congress to object to valid slates of electors for several states, filing false information under oath in federal court. Oh, I wish I had a big red pen for that one. Okay, summoning tens of thousands of supporters to Washington and knowing they were angry and some were armed, sending them to the Capitol. Wow, they're, yep.
Well, he
They
saw
said
them in
it.
the tree.
Woo! Listen. Oh yeah, they do have him on talking about that, don't
He
they?
even
Okay.
asked
Mhm.
at his speech, he asked that the Secret Service would just let those people in. It doesn't matter. They're my people. That's exactly what he said during the speech.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. Sending a social media message to the nation at 2:24 p.m. while knowing full well that the violent attack on the Capitol was occurring, in which you incited further violence by publicly condemning your vice president and refusing for hours to disband your rioting supporters by instructing them to leave the Capitol while you watched the attack unfold on television. Whoa. You took all these actions despite the rulings of more than 60 courts rejecting your election fraud claims and other challenges to the legality of the 2020 presidential election. Despite having specific and detailed information from the Justice Department and your
Administration.
senior campaign staff informing you that your election claims were false, and here's the big one, and despite your obligation as president to ensure that the laws of our nation are faithfully executed. That's my point right there. I don't care what you think, Donald. Yes, you're no longer X this or that to me because you would not honor your obligations as a president. I don't really think I need to use the word anymore. So, Donald, yo, Donald.
This next sentence is really a killer for me.
Okay.
In short,
Go ahead.
you are at the center of the first and only effort by any U.S. president to overturn an election and obstruct the peaceful transition of power, ultimately culminating in a bloody attack on our own Capitol and on Congress itself.
Mm-hmm. His governing body. Yep. That he's the
But
head
at
of.
least he can say he did something historical as a president.
Oh yeah, he left a bloody mark. That's what we all want. Hey, if I run for office, that's where I'm going. As a woman, that's all they're gonna say anyway. I had to. Sorry. Sorry,
I'm not
sorry.
I'm not
Involved.
going there. She'll
Yeah.
kick me off the panel if I say the next joke. So I'll just
Yeah, let's not say we did, okay? Yeah, we did. Let's not do it. Oh God, I'm feeling it this morning. Can you tell? I mean, for me it's morning because I'll be honest, I just got up like a little while ago.
there you go.
Yeah.
And I've been up since 4.
Well, then you've had time to calm down. I'm just in a very.
No, I took a nap after.
No, oh, okay. But
I got it
I'm
before I
telling
went
you.
back to bed at 6. I was like, no, I ain't doing that shit.
But although we joke around, this is actually really serious stuff, people. Like, we do take this serious. That's why I'm laughing, because I did not make a joke about this. If I didn't throw those lines in there, my head would pop off because
Hey,
this is
can
so
I highlight a comment and
freaking
make a quick comment
Sure
on
you
his
can.
comment?
Well, you got the power, dude. Like, I
I
gave it to
have
you.
the power. Full
You got the
disclosure, I
power.
live in the UK, so not my politics. But the guy is dreadful. We have one almost as bad, though.
Which
As a matter
one,
of fact,
man? Which
you've
one?
got one who's trying to get back into power, and they might put him there. And
Oh, which
here's
one?
the comment I saw on a meme today.
Yeah.
Isn't that like trying to put a turd back in your ass?
It doesn't usually work. That's what the flush is for. You got to get rid of that shit efficiently. Like, don't forget to pull the handle down, people, because they come back. Which one are you talking about? Because I mean, our
Boris.
side here. Oh,
Boris
no. But
has 100 votes already to put him back as PM.
all right. Well, 100 is not a lot. Well, I mean, come on. There are stupid people everywhere. We got to give it to them. 100. I mean, come on. Like.
Uncle Nath, how much is 100 in your whatever you guys call that?
in their parlor when they're voting.
Yeah, in
I
their
don't know.
voting when they're voting
No,
for
it's
PM.
because
How many?
he vacated the position that Trust got in there, right? And then did the shortest ever. So what is he going back to say? Oops, I didn't mean that. That was a mistake. Can we just have a redo, please? Can I have a redo, please? Like I didn't
No,
mean
he's
to walk
going back
away.
to hold more parties. Let's face it.
Oh my God. He's going back to violate more of his own policies, you mean? We do know a little bit about what's going on over there. Just a little bit. I mean, only because it's nice to see the balance that we're not the only messed up country. Like, not that you're that as messed up. I mean, I want to be respectful. You guys are older than us, and we do respect our elders a little bit. But I gotta say, politics everywhere is shite. There's no doubt about it. And that's why this is called Poo-litical, because it is
Poo-litical. It's good. From now on, it is known as Poo-litical.
I like it. I like the name. I think it's catchy. I think we should keep it. We will be the Poo-litical commentators. It's like on this crap.
If they keep acting like sheep, we are going to keep talking about them.
Yeah, you keep giving it shite. That's how we're going to deal with it. This is it, because, might as well be a comedy show at this point. But then it does have serious issues. I mean, this is some serious stuff going on. And then, I mean, but this actual subpoena, I have to say, they did a good job, right? I mean, they laid it out in letter format.
They laid that out real well.
And there's a whole bunch of stuff here about what happened in the January 6th, and they lay out everything that he actually did. Yeah. Okay, but then there's going to be all the stuff they're requiring him.
By November 4th, you are to present any documents that you have.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so, look. All records of any telephone calls, text messages, or communications sent through Signal or any other means placed or received by you or at your direction. That's important there. By you or at your direction. Because remember, he was president. He was ordering people to make phone calls. Get so-and-so on the phone. Get this one. Get that one. To patch me through to this one. And then it would be...
You want to bet he doesn't provide any of that?
No, because when you say that, then it's on the other person's phone, and he hands the phone. They hand the phone to him. Hey, talk. Like that's how it happens on TV anyway. Like I watch that stuff. But anyway, yeah. So that is important, or at your direction, because that pulls in all the other phones. Okay. And like no one's getting away with anything here. Okay. Included records of any calls you joined as an active or passive participant. In other words, any of the joint calls that people were on that you actually got into, like those phones are all now. Turn them over. Let's see the records. Let's see it all. Like they want it all. They're not leaving anything unturned here. It's quite clever. All records of any telephone calls or messages sent through Signal or any other means placed or received by you from December 18th through January 16th. All the photographs and video recordings taken on January 6th, because remember, they were recording through his campaign and presidentially, they were all the news organ, everybody was. All records of any telephone calls, text messages, or communications through Signal or any other means placed or received by you at your direction, including records of any calls you joined from November 3rd through January 5th about the presidential election or joint session of Congress. For the period from January 3rd to present, all the notes, including electronic and handwritten summaries, memorandums, and conversations, readouts, or other documents containing or memorializing communications you made or received and relating or referring in any way to the joint session of Congress of January 6th or the riot that occurred at the United States Capitol. Wow.
It's,
all the way back to September 1st, too. Look. All of that in regards to the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys. And all those people you were talking
and they should. They should go all the way back to March when it was, we found the Roger Stone taping or the Roger Stone video of him saying that if Trump is behind, he should immediately come out and declare victory because, occupation is 9/10 of the law. It's like, what? What? Really? No wonder he's going to jail.
I'm telling you. Oh, and in answer to your question about the 100 votes over in the UK,
I see that 1/3.
It is only the one party that gets the vote because it's the party that was in Only
Right.
those and only those officials get to vote on who's coming back in from that party. The country doesn't get to vote on this. Okay.
No, of course not.
Only those
Why
what
would
they
you?
call
Why would you want
MPs.
your citizens to actually vote for your prime
Well,
minister?
Well, because it kind of makes sense. It's a seated office already by a party that already won. Okay, the right to sit their party representative. So I kind of get it. It would be like as if like the Democrats, if somebody got ill and they were a senator, it's the same thing. If somebody is a senator now or in Congress and they get ill or they can't perform their duties, the party that holds the seat, okay, Republican or Democrat, gets to say who replaces it, who
Oh, that's
replaces
true.
them.
That's true.
Okay. And so it's kind of along the same thing. So it does make sense because they've already won that seat. They've won that position, that point. And they have a term that they have to fill. And they should be able to have the opportunity to fill it, due to other
Well,
circumstances.
not if they keep putting idiots in there.
Yes, but apparently they're saying that's a third of the votes, so that is kind of scary. Damn, Boris! Like, damn! Like,
When you think
no,
about it,
no,
I would
no,
think
no.
after 2 failed prime ministers, you have to just give it up. Okay, let's just have general elections again. Let's try it all over and see if you can do better.
Well, maybe they'll run out of time if they keep playing musical chairs like this. Like nothing's going to get done. They're going to run out of time, and the other party's going to come in anyway. So there you go. I mean, right now it is like musical chairs going over there, but I can't believe they're like, oh God, Truss was so bad. Let's bring Boris back. Like, really? Like, that's a thing? Let's bring Boris back. I can't believe it. Oh my gosh. But then again, who are we to say when over here, we've got them trying to bring Trump back.
It reminds me of Harriet Jones, prime minister.
Oh my God.
Only you Whoians will understand that. So
only hooligans?
Whoians.
Whoians. Oh, wait. Whoians. Is this like the Grinch?
Harriet Jones, prime minister.
I don't get it.
Doctor Who.
Oh, Doctor Who. Oh, you're way beyond me.
With the sexy David Tennant.
I love the sexy David Tennant, but I was too busy looking at him to pay attention to any other character.
I agree.
Okay, so what do we?
I had to go back and watch them again and again,
and now all of
even then I had to go back and watch them again and again.
Now all of you two can start the controversy. Is she really a Doctor Who fan, or is it all about David Tennant? Well, that could be a discussion.
I bet they have that discussion even in the UK. I mean,
wait, I want to show you this list. Okay.
Oh yes, here we go.
Basically, all this is going to go through, and you can read it. I'm going to give you this link. Actually, I'm going to keep my word. I'm going to give you this link right now, so you can't. So I don't forget. But there's the link to what we're reading, because I am going to skip over a lot of it because it goes into great detail what they want from him. Believe me, they want everything, including his boxer shorts that he was wearing that day. I swear to God. Just as proof that he had them on. But really, because nobody's going to believe it. Okay. To the extent not already called for by other paragraphs of this schedule, any communication sent or received through signal or any other means for the period from November 3rd to January 20th, well after the event of 2021.
They should have gone back further than that.
But not limited to memorandum provided to you involving any of the following individuals. Drum roll, please. Roger Stone.
Stephen Bannon,
who was just sentenced guilty
4 months.
Yes, timely too. Here's your subpoena, Trump. And by the way, Bannon's got to pay and he's going to jail for a few months. There you go. How do you like that?
There you are.
Stephen Bannon, Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, U.S. Army, retired.
I got a question on this one. How did that guy ever make Lieutenant General? I'm just saying. He's a freaking idiot.
I don't know. No, he's not. He's quite clever. He plays both sides of the road. There's all kinds of files on him on whether he was an operative for other countries.
I honestly think it's because of his brother. I honestly do. I think his brother's the one that continually got him promoted and kept him going.
I don't know. I just know that he's messy, and always has been. Yep. Okay. And I've had questions from the beginning when his name first came up years ago. But I don't know enough about it to speak on it except for like sus. That's all I'm going to say. Sus, sus, sus. Like if you smell smoke, go look. Like that's all I got to say. Like there's plenty there to go look at with this guy. Okay. And now that he's on this, the thing with him now on this National Christian Right tour, like that just blows my mind. Like he's the new leader of the right. Here we go. Oh, the alt right. Anyway, Jeffrey Clark, John Eastman, Rudy Giuliani, Jenna Ellis, Sidney Powell, Kenneth Chesbro, Boris Epstein, Christina Bobb, who was one of the attorneys, right? Cleta Mitchell or Patrick Byrne.
Well, hold on. No. Christina Bobb was never Trump's attorney.
Oh, no. She's just, who is she?
She just happened to sign the form that said we sent all the documents back.
Well, she was a lawyer. Wait a minute. She signed a document for him, but she's not his lawyer? Wait, no, that's the lawyer that has the lawyer now, right? Did her lawyer say I was never her lawyer? Is that what she's telling her to say? What? Wait, you can't just throw that at me without context.
Yes, Christina Bobb is saying that I was never Trump's lawyer. I just happened to sign this document when the FBI gave it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I just happened to go on the air a number of times saying I was his lawyer, but I really wasn't.
No. But
okay,
I just
so now we're going to get you for fraud instead. How's that?
No, actually, that's a violation of her actual lawyering.
You mean ethics?
Ethics. You don't actually represent yourself as a lawyer in a legal document to a fucking legal official. I said it again.
No.
Don't move my hand.
You're overlooking something very important here.
What?
You said ethics and anyone to do with Trump. I mean,
well, that just proves they don't go together. She's his lawyer. You're proving my point for me, dude. Like, damn. That was his lawyer. Like, she signed a legal document as a lawyer, representing him as something that she did in a lawyering effect. Well, so I was a lawyering, but it wasn't for him. Like, no. I just signed about something he was doing with another party that was asking what he was doing, and I just represented what he told me to say, but I'm not his lawyer? What? Oh, I think she should cover that with, like, I'm not his lawyer anymore.
I was only his lawyer for 5 minutes.
Yes, and if she keeps up that rhetoric, it's like, I'm not a lawyer anymore. Like, it's gonna be bad. Like, you can't do that. Come on. Look, what is it with these people trying to rewrite history? Like, I was there.
Because they know they've gotten caught.
Yeah, I was there. You have the photos. Yeah, that's my hand. Yeah, I signed that. Yeah, there's the legal document. But hey, like, let me just say, I wasn't his lawyer. What?
Yeah,
you are kidding. You're pulling my leg, right? Like, this is a joke.
Well, as Sandy said, maybe it was because she never got paid, but then that would take Rudy Giuliani, John Eastman off the list.
Oh, no.
That would take everybody who's an attorney on there off the list, because none of them have been paid yet.
As far as ethics and a lawyer go, I could cite precedent from here to Kingdom Come that, nope, that don't get you out of it. Like, not paying the bill doesn't mean you weren't their lawyer. No. No, if you act in a legal capacity, hey, you can't even go to dinner and give legal advice without getting into hot water. Why do you think that dollar exchange happens all the time? Like at tables and shit to protect people. No, there's a bunch of ethics involved there. Oh my God.
Speaking of an attorney, wasn't there a recent attorney who lost his case? Federal prosecutor who lost both of his cases, and now Trump's saying that everything's rigged because the idiot is a bad attorney. I mean,
wait, what are you talking about? I thought you were jumping to DeSantis, but this is different. What?
No.
No, okay.
I'll get his name.
Take the floor, because you're gonna have to fill me in on this one. Well, you're telling me that an attorney represented 2 cases, did the cases and everything, and because he lost, now Trump is saying he was never involved with that attorney?
John Durham.
Durham?
Durham.
Okay.
He brought, because Barr put him in as a special prosecutor, special counsel,
Yes, I
to
remember.
look into the old Russia. Who did this whole Russia thing? And he brought 2 cases. 2.
But they acquitted. They said
And
no.
both cases
Right.
were acquitted.
Mhm.
But if you read the cases, you'll understand why they were acquitted. Some of the charges he brought, especially in this last case, one charge, they didn't actually, he wasn't claiming that there was any false information brought up. He didn't claim that somebody lied. What he claimed was this informant claimed that he talked to somebody, but he really emailed them.
Okay, so that's the mistake. Oh, so they're going after the Mueller. This is all about the.
So they went
Mueller
after a guy
investigation,
because he
right?
said,
Yeah. Okay.
I talked to them, but it was an email. That's what he was charged with, lying to the FBI, because he said, I talked to them, but it was an email.
Are you what?
Not joking.
Oh
That
my
was his
God.
charge.
All right, and gosh, I'm just stunned that got thrown out and that was an acquittal. Like,
Really?
I'm just like, really, I'm just, damn. Like the legal
I don't know.
system actually
Every once in a
okay.
while, as a judge, don't you think they just want to sit there and laugh?
I'm saying, like, my migraine medication must be going through the roof lately with what's going on. I'm that's all I'm saying. Like, I don't know how they do it. The judges that I've been watching lately, like the one in the sign, like the Danny Masterson case,
Oh,
her having to walk that line, she's doing a really good job. Judge O'Meara, like, thank God there's judges.
of course,
like
then there's the
like,
judge in
in the
Michigan who's
in the
doing
Brooks
the
case,
Brooks
like,
case. I'm like,
they're
oh, that poor guy.
they're going tit for tat and tit for tat. She just arguing with him. I would be like, duct tape, please. Like, that's it. I would be like, okay, you can stay in the courtroom. You shall wear the duct tape. That's it. Like, because you can't stop, dude. You can't stop running your mouth. Like, I can't believe he's representing himself. Like, he act like that, and
I
they let
think
him do
people
it.
need to understand, when you represent yourself, 1, you're a fool, but
Oh,
2,
yeah, that's like,
there are certain things that have to happen in order in a court. You don't
Uh-huh.
just get to stand up and say, I'm innocent and here's why. That is not how this works.
Yeah.
First, the prosecutor comes up, brings evidence, and proves that you did it. And then you rebut that proof or that evidence. You just don't go, well, I want to present my side of the story first.
Yeah, it's like, no, I should go first because you all be mean to me. Like, he literally said they're going to have opinions about me and it's not fair. It's like, what? What? And then wait, and basically just recently when he got to tell his side, like, I'm sure he's all invested in it. They got evidence on him. Like, he ain't even saying that he wasn't there and he didn't do it. Like, 'cause now he's like, there's another side of the story and you don't know the real me. And he's all teary-eyed and everything. And he's like, because they get to paint me as the bad guy and you don't know, like, the real me.
And
Well,
it's not fair.
okay, I don't care. What reason do you have that would justify you picking up that gun and doing that? Like, no, dude, that ain't gonna work. Like, come on. Like, if you're gonna represent yourself, my suggestion would be, like, know a little bit about the procedure and maybe just a tiny bit about, like, law and how to save yourself, and at least confer with the people that they give you to talk to, because even though you're representing yourself by law, you have to have a lawyer there to ask questions of, because not everybody knows everything. Okay, like, they don't want this thrown out of court. There's a lawyer sitting right there that he could ask at any time, but he won't listen to them. And that lawyer,
he won't. He'll never talk to that lawyer.
and that lawyer probably has the biggest headache. I would just, like, they should just, for the whole court, just pan on that lawyer's face while he's speaking,
because then we'll find out. We'll see the wordle of the day every day at that point. If you do the wordle of the New York Times, please look away. We're about to show his attorney who helps him. And this guy's doing wordle.
It's just not cool. But
somebody want me? Oh, sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I forgot to put Durham on the poop list for this week. Damn, how did I miss that? Because I knew they were going after the Mueller, and they keep going after that investigation because he had the nerve not to find what they wanted or say what they wanted. Yeah.
And Trump is now upset because all those federal judges are against him.
Nope. He doesn't have assisted counsel. Did he refuse it, Mr. Malliard? Because he would have to actually, in writing,
He has.
there's
he
a whole big
everything.
He did? Oh, so he's not
Yes.
sitting there. Then my bad. Thank you for correcting me. Then my bad. He's not sitting there. So we can pan and look. And that's even more foolish. That's free service. Like,
Colon.
he wasn't getting it. Holy crap. And he went forward and like, that's an idiot. Man, I feel a certain way about that. Like, what is wrong? That should have proved him mentally deficient right there. Yeah, I have no idea if he's a subset. I don't know what he is, Turtle. That's a good question, but I have no. I will. Okay. Thank
I got
you.
something up there from Colon for you.
Oh, do you? Hold on. Wait. First things first. First, get on the screen so that I can read it. Okay. Hey, could Trump's next attorney be Darrell Brooks? Oops, too soon. You know what? Might as well be. Might as well be. That's what I say. Like, might as well be.
He would probably be smarter. He doesn't fart on command, does he?
I don't.
Rudy Giuliani.
I mean, can anyone? I can't. Well, you know what? Actually, I have brothers, and I would say, yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, I was gonna say, come on, you know better than that.
Yeah. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Actually, but no, it's not too soon, Colin. Not around here. Not around here. It's never too soon for that. Never too soon. But wouldn't that be funny? Like, I mean, quiz. We should give up this political stuff and just do parodies. Let's do the do the Brooks Trump show for the next week.
Well,
you want to be
became Trump's attorney.
Which one? Oh my God! Oh my God! Save my soul! Oh,
this is my attorney, Darrell Brooks. He is a great man, and he's going to lead us all into the next century.
Oh God, you do a good Trump.
January 2021 never happened.
Yeah, you're pretty
January
good.
6th never happened.
You're
good. It was just a picnic.
Shit, I was thinking I was going to have to call Charlie in for this, but you could do it. You could do it. Charlie, you want to come play Brooks? I want to be the judge. Like, I want to be the judge. Like, it's my fantasy. I want to be that judge. I want to argue. Come on.
So anyway, we should probably get back to our wonderful.
Charlie's dissing your Trump. No, Charlie, that was pretty good. You could come be Brooks.
Actually, it sucked, but thanks, Charlie.
Okay,
you're right.
Do you want to be Brooks? Because I'm sure you can sound like a crazy man pretty easy. You want to do that? You want to be Brooks?
I love these backhanded compliments.
Because I love you so much. I do. Like, I feel free that you're gonna be able to take it. You see, I have confidence that you'll be okay.
I got another backhanded compliment out of that one. I didn't even mean that one.
Oh no. Oh no, God. Okay. So as if that wasn't enough, like we're having fun, right? But
yeah, here we go. Let's do the rest.
Oh, where do you want to go now? Shall we go to Florida? I mean,
shall we talk to Ronnie?
Listen, no, I don't want to talk to Ronnie. Shall I talk about Ronnie? Yeah, we're gonna talk about Ronnie. So, just a refresher, just so y'all don't in case you missed it.
If you're not in Florida,
and you missed it in 2018. By a pretty good majority of 65%, the people of the state of Florida voted to install that if you have actually served your time as a convict, you can now vote again. Okay, and they said that they should have that right, that they've served their time and it should be reinstated. Okay, that happened in Florida way back in 2018.
Now that there are some exceptions to that rule, but
there are like murder.
I mean federal crimes, things like that.
Federal crimes, things like that. But we're talking about, convicted, if you normally, if you had any convictions, you got your voter card pulled and you didn't get it back, period.
Right.
Okay. Well, since 2018, there's been a big push from the Office of Voter Registration to get all these people on the millions. Okay. Millions
on the rolls.
Mm-hmm. All right. Trying to get them back on the rolls. And they did actively pursue these people, brought them in, re-registered them, okay, through a process, okay.
Yeah. No,
but
here's the process. You want to know what the process was? They sent them a new voter's card,
exactly,
in the mail, and said, "Okay, you're registered now."
Oh, and that's good. It should be that easy. That's what the law stated
You're
at
right.
first.
It
It
should.
is.
But they sent it to
Except,
everyone.
yes, they did. Except that since then, DeSantis has put a couple other laws on the book, and the Republicans to make it a little more difficult for these people to vote, putting in some restoration fees, some fucking penalty process they got to go through, some like whole other thing. Yet they didn't inform. Like they sent them all the voter registration card, like you're legal to vote now.
And
But
said,
they didn't
you're legal
send
to vote
them.
now.
They didn't send them the process of how to actually make that an official thing. Okay, so kind of like
And
buggy before the
just
like
because
cart
you
before the
received an
horse.
official communication from your state government doesn't mean it means you're official.
Oh, so what? Wait, what?
Well,
No,
I mean, the state government sent them voter registration cards and said you're official, but
but it
that doesn't
didn't
mean
mean
you're
it.
official,
Well, not
apparently.
according to DeSantis, but I think the people and the court system might have something to say about that.
Well, the courts have
Because,
already spoken on this.
well, yes. Let me get there.
A
Let me get
lot of
there.
these have been.
Because
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
because
I don't want to ruin
you
it.
know,
Don't ruin the end.
yeah, please don't. I got punchlines galore here. Like, come on, Chris.
Oh, I'm
But
sorry.
the GOP actually went through. We all know that they've got this push for illegal voting, right, and electoral fraud and all this other bullshit. So DeSantis, towing the party line, had gone through and made an Office of Election Crimes and Securities. Oh, yes, he did. He spent money on
Oh,
it.
yeah.
He made a whole big department, about
Just
it.
can we review who did Florida vote for in the last presidential election?
Must we? I mean, there's got to be some decent Floridians out there. We don't want to.
I mean, in 2020, who did they vote for?
By majority.
Yeah.
That would be that guy toting the party line about voter fraud. That would be that Trump man, wouldn't it?
No,
Donald.
so Trump was their choice, right?
Mm-hmm. Because voter election fraud.
And yet
is the
they're
thing.
going out looking for voter fraud.
Yes, they are. Yes, they
Okay.
are.
That makes a lot of sense to me. Go ahead.
It does actually, because they actually believe that it existed, even though there were 3 total investigations, 2 by his own administration.
That said, it doesn't exist. But go ahead.
Said it didn't exist, and they had no proof. But I digress. I mean, who am I to call these people fools? Like, I'm just a bear.
Yeah, leave that to me.
Yeah, you do it. Okay. But anyway, there's now an office dedicated to crimes and securities. Okay. And they recently wound up 20 people under this rate. 20.
20.
It's a big problem, Quiz.
My
like the
God,
whole
that could change the whole election. 20 people.
20 people didn't fill out the proper paperwork to get that card actually validated, even though it was already sent to them, and the paperwork to do it didn't come with it.
And said you were valid. You were a valid voter now. But
wait, it's worse than that. That card was accepted when they went in there, and they were actually on the books and were allowed to vote.
And then they charged them with what?
And then because they allowed them to vote. They allowed them to vote. They pursued their vote. They sent them the damn voter registration card and said, hey, isn't it great? You can vote again. Then when they voted, they said, oh, April Fools, you just committed voter fraud because you didn't dot an I or cross a T.
How many of these people are in jail right now?
None, because the first case just surprise, the freaking legal system works. Okay, where's my article?
Especially in Florida. I mean,
I'm laughing so hard I can't find the goddamn article. You're fucking killing me today. You are killing me today. Okay, so all right. So one of the 20 people arrested by Florida's new election police, yes, we have election police, this summer, had his charges dismissed just Friday in the first case to be resolved since Governor Ron DeSantis launched his aggressive voter fraud initiative that has linked up 20 people. Let's get him. Let's get him. Robert Lee Wood, the gentleman, was arrested on August 18th and charged with 2 counts of voter fraud because he had been convicted of a crime in 1990 and did not have his rights restored before he voted. On Friday.
Oh, yeah, the voter card.
Yep, he got a voter card, but he didn't have rights. I don't know how he got the card, since he didn't ask for the goddamn card. They just sent it to him. Okay, to commit fraud, don't you have to ask or pursue or? I
But
don't
you
know.
know,
On Friday, a Miami judge dismissed the case, like tossed it, ruling that the statewide prosecutor didn't have jurisdiction. The governor has said he's going to appeal. Good luck, DeSantis. Okay, in
yeah, because I'm
recent
sure once that hits the federal government, or the federal courts of appeal,
yeah,
it's gonna go,
yeah,
everywhere
yeah.
he wants it to.
Aren't there some rights about persecuting a population that, like, targeting a population for, I don't know, for gain? There's some, civil rights there that might be in jeopardy too. In recent months, DeSantis has vowed to carefully scrutinize who can vote. Earlier this year, Florida's GOP-led legislature created an Office of Election Crimes and Security at the governor's request. That's where he's putting his money. And 20 people. All right, so there's 19 more cases to get tossed, but hell, there you go. That's what they're going to waste
they're
their
gonna
money
get
on.
tossed anyway. I mean, one, you can't send someone a voting card and say you're registered to vote, and then when they exercise that right, say, well, now it's called entrapment. No matter what you say, you just entrap them to commit a crime.
But here's the problem. It is actually a system problem that they got those cards, because technically, and I will say there is like an issue here. DeSantis is right. They weren't actually technically eligible to vote, because remember you said that those that are getting restored couldn't have certain offenses. The 20 that are arrested were actually previously convicted of murder or sex offenses, which is eliminated from the list. So how the hell did they get the voter registration card?
And here's the problem, though. The problem is the state still sent them
That's what I mean.
this card and said they could vote.
Right.
So it doesn't matter if it's somebody who fell through the system or not. Doesn't matter if the system sucks. What matters is it came from the state and they gave them permission to vote. You can then not turn around and say, oh, we were wrong. Now we're going to charge you.
Exactly. Conspiracy theory time. Does anybody else smell campaign promise like I do?
Well, you don't even want to get into the conspiracy of this, because how many of those people were people of color?
All of them.
Oh my goodness, how could we know that?
I saw the videos. I saw the videos. They all were. I'm telling you. And they're all like shocked too, because they got the card in the mail. They thought everything was cool. Now it's not. Now everybody says ignorance is not a defense for violating the law, and we all know that. But actually, the voter registration, they're supposed to know better than who they're sending cards to. There's got to be a process. You don't just say convicts can now vote. There has to be a process for you to scrutinize what they were convicted of before you send the card. Period. There has to be a process. Maybe make them re-register and on the form say what you were convicted of and have it checked. Like something like that. You just don't push a button and resubmit all those cards. I mean, there's budgetary things, I understand, but that was a big faux pas. That was just overriding the system. And then penalize the people actually for your mistake. And that's what, actually, I don't know if the voter registration people are actually penalizing them. It would actually be DeSantis manipulating it into being good for his campaign.
Right.
Actually, yeah, but we see it for what it is. This is targeting a population using an event that you created, that you absolutely created this situation, sir. Okay. And it's trying to use it for your event. So when the courts throw them all out, I hope that works really well for your campaign. I really do. I hope somebody, like an opponent, like an opponent comes up and says, look at all the money. Somebody please get the abacus out and start counting the money that DeSantis has wasted on this.
Would it be bad for me to say that Ron DeSantis has gone on the record saying he doesn't like fascism?
Oh, the fascist actually said, did I say
and he disagrees with that kind of policy. And he doesn't like socialism, and he disagrees with that policy. So can I ask anybody from Florida why your governor is taking federal funds because of a Hurricane Ian? I mean, you guys should just buck up, pull yourselves up by your bootstraps, and rebuild your cities on your own.
Oh, isn't that what he told the East Coast to do? Like, isn't that what he told Louisiana to do?
Just saying. If you don't want socialism and you don't want fascism and you don't want all this crap, then stop taking the money from the federal government. We'll cut off all state aid. How's that? Good luck. Good luck.
I'm telling you, this is definitely theater at its best. I mean,
Of
I kind of
course.
agree with you there, Uncle Nath. He's all theater. This is definitely politics theater for sure, and not very well played. He should have studied more for his part because the numbers are going to come against him here. hmm
I hope so.
because when they find out how much money he wasted on this to get 20 people, that it's their fault that they voted in the first place. Okay. Yeah. Many of the people, they said that many of the 20 who were arrested on August 2018, calling it a dragnet, said that they thought they were eligible to vote and they were encouraged to register by local officials and actually went and registered. And during that process, don't you think they could have found out? Okay. The registrations were approved by the State Division of Elections and they were issued voter identification numbers and cards by county election supervisors. So you're telling me that the whole process fell down, but it's that man's fault that he voted illegally? You handed him. Okay. That's like putting your hand on the gun that somebody else is holding. You pull the trigger and now you're blaming the person for it. Like, I don't get it. I don't get this. Like, this is too much. I mean, they're asking too much of the people to swallow this crap.
Well, I got a funny feeling that the Floridians will swallow it.
His attorney, the man who had everything tossed, said that the state approved his voter's registration and issued him a voter identification. He voted under the authority granted him by the government. And now
That's
that same
right.
body is seeking to incarcerate him for the very act they approved and encouraged him to take. Thank you, Michael Gottlieb, the attorney, who actually said exactly what's going on here. Like bait and switch, right?
That is bait and switch all the way.
Well, this is not cool. Oh God. So also it gets worse because body camera videos were released this week from all the police officers who made the arrests.
Oh
And
my
they were
God.
so freaking apologetic. They like the police officers didn't even want to submit the warrants. Okay. They were like, I understand. This is upsetting. Like, I understand, but just come on in and you're gonna get bailed right out, or
Yeah. Oh, it
it's a
was
section
terrible.
R, you're just gonna have to sign something and leave. But please
For
cooperate.
once, I actually sympathize with those police
I
officers.
did.
I
I
was
was
like,
like,
oh
they were
God, they're in a
so,
terrible position.
and even the people getting arrested, they weren't like throwing fit. They were like confused, and I don't blame them for being confused. Their lives being disrupted. They're like, what the heck? Like, can you imagine somebody walking up to you and saying you're arrested for voter fraud? Like, what? Like, but the police officers were all very considerate. They were like, we understand it. So listen, they were actually, some of them saying, we're confused ourselves. We don't understand it, but this is the way it is. There is a warrant and we must serve the warrant. And you can come in and fight it and all this other stuff. But yeah, they were I felt for them. I don't know about you, but I actually felt
Oh
for
yeah.
them.
I mean, it's horrible to be put in a position like that. It's
Yep.
like,
Yep. So they got 20 of them in 5 counties. Like, that's a big show of illegal people, let me tell you. But anyway, there was a lot of confusion about it. The press secretary for Desantis says that they're going to continue to do this to show that there is integrity in the office that he has developed.
God.
This office of election crimes and insecurities. It means business, and we're going to keep doing the good. We're going to keep doing the good work. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
Yep. They do agree that the law is going to ensure that murderers and rapists are not permitted to vote, and I kind of agree with that. They don't send them a card, damn it! Like, fix your process, not the person. Because
yeah.
I
I mean,
assure you,
send them a letter saying you may be eligible to vote again. Go to XXXXXX to discover more. I mean, instead of just sending them the voter registration card and saying, okay, go vote.
I'm telling you, there's actually a Florida Rights of Restoration Coalition that are actually trying to get people's rights restored to vote. And actually, they actually cheered the dismissal. They were right there applauding it, and they had the cameras out there too. And they said, this strengthens our resolve to continue to place people over politics and honor the commitment we made to the 1.4 million people impacted by Amendment 4, which was in 2018 passed by 65% of the Floridians who voted for it, who said that convicts should get their rights back, except for murderers and sex offenders, of course, but that they should be able to vote. Okay. Who should be enjoying the opportunity to fully participate in our democracy. Okay. So, there's the other side, definitely happily pushing forward and hoping the justice system gets rid of the other 19 cases as it should. Okay. Because they're going to have a hard time proving that they knew that they did anything wrong.
Right.
That it doesn't. First of all, the fact that Desantis wants this in a court where everybody can see that this was orchestrated to where nobody knew what they were doing on the other side, and he's just using it for political. I mean, that's what it's going to show like, just like this case did. There is no evidence that he went to voter registration and asked for this. They came to him first. Okay. Yep. They pulled him in.
They didn't even pull him in. They didn't even meet with any of these people. They just sent them voter registration cards and said, "You're eligible to vote."
A lot of them they did, but this particular guy in the court, it came out that they did ask him to fill out a re-registration form, and he did, and they accepted it, cleared it, and gave him another card.
And that's even worse.
Okay. Definitely. And that's worse because where is the process that's going to pick the murderer and the sex offender out? That means anybody can do this. Like, why do you have the law in the books if you can't in voter registration process? You're worried about, didn't they have this whole big thing about if you didn't have a picture ID, the 95-year-old woman who couldn't vote, although she voted every year since she was eligible. Okay. They knew her signature. She was in that book year after year after year after year in the same damn place. She showed up the one year and they asked her for a photo ID and they were actually going to turn her away. It became a whole big legal case. Okay. Because she didn't have a photo ID. She looked like she could match her signature, everything. She had the same ID she had the year before and the year before and the year before. Okay. She don't drive. She's 95. Okay. She don't know where her birth certificate is. She's 95. Okay. They want her to jump through hoops to prove who she is because she can't vote. Like, that was wrong. Like, I know you have to, like, they'll go that far to the 95-year-old, but the convicted felon, they won't even ask you what you were convicted of on the registration form. Make that make sense, quiz. Like, come on.
I can't. I mean, this is all, again, this comes down to, I wonder if she's a person of color.
You know what? Listen, we'll just call it the way it is. The majority of them with problems voting are.
So
I wonder why. That wasn't having anything to do with gentrification and like red versus blue and like, trying to suppress the votes of certain people and areas. It wouldn't have anything to do.
They would never do that.
Oh no, we didn't watch live as they closed every goddamn polling location for them in like 7 counties, so they had to go like 8 hours out of their way just to vote. No, we didn't see that happen.
No. And now you're not allowed to, in certain states, you're not allowed to, have food in the line or water in the line.
This is crazy.
Yeah, don't be a good Samaritan in some states and bring somebody a bottle of water while they're waiting in the hot sun to vote because you'll be charged.
Shall I actually remind you, Uncle Neff, that like actually which party has the most voter fraud convictions in 2020? Would there be the Republicans?
It is.
It actually is. I'm telling you, people, I love, not only do I love
more dead people voted for Trump.
More dead people voted for Trump than anybody, but Trump is all upset that dead people voted. Explain this to me. Okay, wait a minute. This is the thing. I love legal, but you know what I love even more than legal? Numbers. The numbers never lie. Okay, follow the goddamn money. Follow the numbers. You're gonna find the truth every damn time. That's just the way it is. Like I'm telling you, the numbers don't lie. Okay, you could try to manipulate them, but they don't lie. They don't lie. Hey, Mocking. Hey, Kyle. Nice of you to see us. Hey, Beaver. Long time no see. Nice to see you. And thanks for the little thing you just put out there. Okay. Yeah, maybe. Yes, I know, Uncle. Maybe you looked it up, didn't you? I know you Googled. I know you Googled. Hey, Sean, how are you? All right. So that was fun.
Well, yeah, it's always fun when we go to Florida.
Yeah, I think Florida. I think anything we pull out of Florida qualifies for poop and Poo-litical review. I think that's gonna be like the content worthy for sure. But yeah, that qualified for poop. That did.
Now let's just go to Texas and get it over with. No, I'm just joking. Please, let's not
No,
go to
can we?
Texas.
You know how I feel about Texas. So you really on a Sunday afternoon, you're gonna bring me to Texas? You are not taking me to Texas. I love you, dude. I do. You're one of my favorite people. I treat you like a little brother, but here you ain't dragging my ass to Texas. Like
I'm not sure I want to drag my ass to Texas either.
No. And if you're from Texas and you're in my chat or you listen to me on YouTube, it's not about you personally. It's about the whole damn thing.
The idiots you put into office.
Yeah, it's about Texas trying to like reside in my uterus. They started this shit. Like, don't even tell me.
Didn't
Like
they?
that.
Though?
Yeah.
Didn't they?
Didn't they? Yeah, I actually did a stream on it a year ago.
We did.
Yeah, and YouTube left me up here.
That's their problem, not ours.
It's their problem now. They should have known then, but what can I say? I'm telling you. So where do you want to go now? Let me see what I got left.
Why don't we talk about a recent development on the federal stage of trying to take away everybody's right to learn history?
And that's it. Like, people aren't looking at it that way, but yeah, let's talk about that, because that's a little messed up. Like, I really think that people are not looking at the whole picture there. Like, they're all upset. And I think what quintessential quiz. Quintessential quiz. That's exactly what I was trying to say. Was actually referring to is it's this new legislation that they're trying to pass about not speaking on anything sexual in the schools districts or anything to do with the education of children,
race.
or race or sex or anything like that,
or slavery,
or anything for children under the age of 10, because like they actually are very susceptible to this information. Like, don't tell them the truth about what happened.
Yes, it's wrong to tell a 10-year-old the truth,
because they might remember and grow up to be a voting adult that actually knows history. Like, because like I see the bigger picture here. People are trying to say, no, the Democrats, those evil elitist Democrats, because we're all atheists and we think we're better than everybody else. We eat babies. Did you hear that? Like, okay, and we all think we're better than they are. Maybe in reading and writing, I don't know, because like what I see here, they're saying it's about the sexualization of minors.
Right.
How is knowing history sexualizing a minor? It happened. Okay, you let them read the Bible and worse stuff is happening there. They burnt people at the stake. Some woman looked at somebody else and they stoned her to death. Listen, there's worse things that happen in the Bible, and you actually preach that in Sunday school. So don't come at me about the history. Yes, there were slaves. Yes, there were.
And here's another thing.
I'm sorry. Did we oppress women for like the whole beginning of our whole goddamn country?
Have we oppressed women?
Yes, we did.
We really?
Are we oppressing women?
I don't. We can't talk about that. We're still.
I would say you're not. My chat's not. YouTube isn't even. But is the legal system and my voting rights and what I can do with my own body? Hell yeah, they are trying. I'll say they're giving it a good go. They're
definitely. Unfortunately, I can't ask this to Claire because she was homeschooled.
Most of the time.
Rest of you. The rest of you who went through public education in the United States, because I know it's different in the UK and across the sea and all that crap. When you were in 5th grade, do you remember how old you were? And it's important because you're 10 or, between 10 and 11 in your 5th grade. Do you remember what also happens in the 5th grade?
No.
So that's when they, they separate the boys from the girls into separate classrooms, and they talk about, what was that class called? Something education. Sex education. Oh my gosh. That was your first class in sex ed. It's usually around the 5th grade.
Yep. Now, I wasn't in 5th grade. I did go the first couple of grades, and then I went for my last year of high school. Like, I did have a big escape from public education. Which
is probably why you're so intelligent.
Well, that was a nice compliment. Thank you very much. But don't put that out there. Here comes the elitist tag again. The atheist elitist bear that eats babies.
Hey, I made it through public education, and look at never mind.
You are quite intelligent also. Like, how did that happen? No, I won't diss the whole educational system. There are teachers out there that I admire. There are teachers I deal with right now who I admire for what they do. I admire them trying. I hear their struggle. I have friends in the system. Like, I get it. We all
and those
know.
teachers-
I raised a child. I have a like, they all go to public. I get it.
And those teachers are going to be fired the minute they teach anything about any of this. If
Yeah.
they are a 5th grade or lower teacher. So when you're talking about, history and how the United States came to be, you have to be very careful. You can't talk about a Revolutionary War because we were oppressed by, sorry, Uncle Math, we were being oppressed by Britain. And then we can't talk about the Revolutionary War because somebody was oppressing somebody, and that's why we had a war. So, I mean, maybe we're just going to do the old, and God said, let there be the United States, and he blessed us, and that's how we got created.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Where do I go with that? Like, what?
Well, that's what it's going to have to be. I mean, how are you going to explain everything that came to pass if you can't talk about oppression, slavery?
But that's just the thing. The people that try to rewrite history are those that just actually don't want to accept what had happened. And the only way we can is by looking at it, admitting it, whether wrong or right, or however you believe you're on this side of it or that side of it. You can't change the facts of it. And then moving forward, I mean, you have to deal with it. I mean, damn, that's what you do in couples therapy. That's what you do in everything. Like, you just
wait a
can't.
minute. These are congressmen, and then you said couples therapy.
Yeah, because when I think of congressmen, all I think of is coupling, because they're also dirty.
Well, I'm thinking of congressmen, and all I think of is sex scandals.
I mean, God, there've been that's what I mean. Like, it just comes to mind. Like, there's just too many of it, because that's all they're doing. And I wish they would just like keep it in their pants and actually legislate. That would be good.
I hate to take you there, but we're going to talk about where all this started.
Okay.
Texas.
Oh God, why you keep taking me to Texas?
When it first started, the people in charge said, well, then we have to remove the Bible out of the library because it talks about a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
So Texas had to go back and write an exception for the libraries to keep the Bible on the shelves.
Right, because they already burned everything else, and the Bible was worse. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm
okay,
like, really?
All right, really? This is it. And Sean, I understand it. By the time you get to college, most colleges, because of free thinking, are more progressive, and because they don't fall under the general education rules of 1 to 12 that are legislated a little more firmer. They have more, because actually colleges are these days, right? I'm going to say it, for profit. Where the grades 1 through 12, in most cases in the public system, are not for profit in the United States. Now, there are private schools that are, yes. I'm not saying that they all are like that, but in the public system, it's not for profit. But when you get to college, when you get to actual university, not community college does have a section that's not for profit. Okay. And they do have a section that is for profit. I actually used to work in community college for profit section, which is called the community development section, where they actually try to make some money educating and retraining people to do things and stuff like that. But you're right, because they can't afford to be more progressive and write their own rules, Sean. So that's why, like, in college and everything, can be more progressive, and you can actually hear real history, maybe, if they don't burn all the books. Like, maybe we will get some real history and everything like that. But this rewriting everything is like insane. Is absolutely insane. Trying to get rid of history so that they don't have to admit it happened is I don't know.
So yeah, and by the way, this is being touted as the federal "Don't Say Gay" bill, because it's just stupid. You really don't want to know what I think about these idiots.
Well, maybe they do. As long as it doesn't have anything to do with Texas, I'm fine. You can say whatever you want. I'm really getting allergic to Texas. Like it's becoming a thing. Hmm. I know, not allowed to watch. All right. Oh gosh,
Not allowed to watch Lord of the
Lord of the
Rings,
Rings.
but
I've
was
heard they got
forced to
issue.
watch
Yeah,
Passion
yeah,
of the Christ.
yeah, and some bad things happened there. Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
when
I
you
heard
take out
that,
your phone and you
Uncle
play
Nath.
Wordle.
Yeah. Here's the thing, Uncle Nath, about that learn Bobbit thing. And I hate to go here, but I'm gonna have to, because when they say that church and state was not in the Constitution, both sides are right. Yeah, that's the truth of it. That's the truth of the matter when you read the Constitution. Would you agree, Quiz? Because the intent is there,
I
but
would
the
say if you
language
read
doesn't support it
if you read the First
adequately.
Amendment, it clearly states that there needs to be a separation of the church and state.
Right, but the
That's just
language,
me.
yeah, but the language doesn't continue to support it in a manner that makes it hold up. So that's why I say both sides are right.
I mean,
I
I
lean
don't know
more
how you
towards
how
like
you
it's
say that when
necessary.
it says the First Amendment provides that Congress makes no law respecting an establishment of religion, or which is where everybody stops reading if you're a Christian, or prohibiting its free exercise.
It is. And you remember that back then it was because there was so much religion involved in politics. Everybody had very strong religious
Well,
beliefs.
it's one of the reasons why we had a
Mhm.
freaking Revolutionary War.
So in order so that one party couldn't rule over another party, they said let's just keep it all out because that's the only fair thing to do. And that
Sean,
is
you
still
shouldn't
the
ask that
only
question.
fair thing to do. But then whose church is right?
You really want to know how I think about that? Because
No.
we talked about that, or they talked about that last night. So
Exactly, Rodent. The language doesn't support it. I agree with Quiz that the intent was to keep it completely out. And the reason is that everybody was practicing their religion and they supported that, but they didn't want one going over the other as in regard to religion in a political way. And so they didn't want one religion forcing another religion to practice the other way. And I get it. So they pulled it all out, saying that's the only fair thing to do. But the fact is, they pulled it all out, saying that's the only fair thing to do. And that is the only fair thing to do because we still have the same client. Who would be right? What religion would rule? Like, there are so many Christian religions. And then what about, Muslims? And what about, Buddhists? And what about atheists? Like, what about? Like, you
well,
can't do it. It's impossible. So you
let's
got to pull it
remember
out. You got
that
to
when
pull
the
it out. Yeah.
Constitution and the Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence was written, people were smarter back then. They didn't need to be hand-fed. They didn't need to say certain things because you just knew what it was saying. I mean, you could read it and go, yeah, that's what it says. Now people are going around saying, well, we can twist it to make it say this, and we can twist it. The same thing they do with their holy book, let's twist it to make it say what we want, they're doing with our Constitution. So what we should really do is rewrite our Constitution in today's language and just say, here, now, motherfuckers, what are you going to do?
Yeah. Why did we stop amending it to be appropriate for now? Like, why? Like, come on. Like, we know it's not working. Like, we know it's not working. Like, come on. Let's be clear about this stuff. Because, here's the thing. There is no way. I am not against religion, although I am not religious. Although, I will say that I don't attest to any of that lecture. I do have my feelings about organized religion not actually being good for some people in some situations. I have my opinions about it. But do I deny anyone's right to practice and believe anything they want? No, I don't. Go do what you want to do personally, but don't make it legally and legislated for me. That's all I have to say about it. You have no right in a belief. A belief does not give you a right. Period.
Right.
You can believe whatever you want. You do not have personal rights on me ever. Okay?
And
You
I'm
can't.
just saying this,
Right.
Claire, here. I don't, personally, I don't believe, but I don't care if you believe. If you want to go to church and hold hands and pray and sing, hey, more power to you. But stop when it comes to infringing upon my rights.
This is
Just
true.
because you believe in some imaginary sky daddy who watches us masturbate every day doesn't mean I believe it.
No, hey,
I'm just speaking the
hey,
truth.
you're speaking the truth on your belief, but there are plenty of people that believe that he never sees that. And that's why they're allowed to do
What are they,
that. So
idiots?
stop.
It's
Stop,
their
stop,
sky daddy. He's
stop.
omniscient. He's omnipotent. He's omni-everything. He's omnipresent.
Quiz.
Guys, if you're out there masturbating, he's standing right beside you going, I see it.
Do not shatter the feeble minds of the many. Stop. Just stop. They're not ready. Okay, stop.
Sorry.
Okay, well, good stop.
But anyway,
right?
as far as I'm concerned, your rights go up to where my rights begin.
Exactly.
And when you start pushing your religion into my life and saying I'm wrong because your religion says I'm wrong, then I say fuck your religion. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you didn't start an argument here, Uncle Ned. It's actually a really good conversation to have. It's not an argument at all because we actually want those kind of conversations here. We're never going to run away from any of them. Okay. I draw the line at telling anybody what to practice as far as their beliefs. Okay. That's all personal. And I feel that everyone has a right to believe what they want. It's personal and it's on them. And I don't cross that line. I wish the hell more people felt like that so they would leave my uterus and everything else alone. But, here we go. Here we go. That's a whole nother thing, but it all comes down to that. When you mix religious belief into politics,
and this is why religion should not be in politics.
Yeah, you have the outcome is always a violation of a person's rights.
I'm sorry, but our government is not about religion. Our government should be about administering the government, not asking God who we should vote for and asking, come on, people. We all know what we want, when we want it. We know who stands for what, and yet we still vote these idiots into office because, well, they're red or they're blue. And anybody who continues to press that button when you go into the voting booth that says either Democrat or Republican, and that's all you do, I say shame on you.
No, it's true, because when really these days the issues are more. I wish it would go back to issue voting like it was, quizzes, right? I am a bit older than him, so I do remember when it was actually politicians went both ways. I remember these days, you guys remember John McCain before he passed as a staunch Republican. I remember John McCain as somebody who voted on issues and would stand the line Democratic or Republican based on an issue. And his vote could never be counted on because he voted the issue, not the party. And those are the people that I always went for, individuals that actually stood on issues. I want to look at that stuff, but they don't exist anymore. It's like once they get in there, it's all about what does the party want. And then somebody I'm going to say that bad word. Here's the bad word. You think Texas is a bad word? I got one for you. I got one worse. Let's just say Mitch. I won't even say his last name. Let's talk about the turtle. Okay, let's talk about the turtle in the room. Okay, let's talk about the turtle in the room. Mr. Obstructionist himself, who it's like my way or the highway. If it ain't on our agenda, it don't even come to the floor. We're not here to vote policy, people. We're here to push our agenda. Let's be clear. Yeah, that's that. And Maki has a point here. The Constitution was written under deism, not Christianity. Only one of the 56 founding fathers was actually a member of the clergy, and this is true. Well, everybody had something that they believed in. Yep, and that's facts. I like when you have history like this. Bring the actual facts in the history.
I'm not saying that some of the people who signed our Constitution weren't believers.
No,
I mean, they probably were, but they also believed that it shouldn't be forced upon anybody. I'm sure there were atheists that signed our Constitution.
I think the discussion was more like, we're not going to be able to govern this, so we can't do it. Because that's basically the issue here.
Because they look at they look at the government they just came from. And nothing against you, Uncle Nap, but they came from a government that was heavily involved in religion and religious persecution.
Well, exactly.
And they wanted to get away from that.
Oh, gosh.
And they said, we don't want any of that, so we're not going to allow that in our own nation.
Doesn't that crack you up when you hear their rhetoric now and you realize that they fought so hard to get away from England for the exact same issue that they're cramming down our throats right now, right this very minute? They are cramming it down our throats, asking us to believe in the foundation, what we founded our country on and was against. They want us all to revert to that. Can you explain that to me, people? Can you explain that to me? Why we did this? Why are we here in our own little young little country fighting to like figure everything out? And we left England for this issue they're cramming down our throat. Tell me that's not true. That's history. That's fact. That's what happened. Because England had a church for government that we had to believe in. Yes, Quiz?
I'm not, I think we better stop this.
We better stop
before you get my heart going and I really start saying fuck, and ruin the stream.
He said, Claire, you're on an hour and a half, and your volume's gonna stop working in 4 minutes. Like we better get that. No, I'm saying that is a hot subject because that really does trip me up on that they're actually cramming that down their throat, and that's the foundation of our country, and they have the nerve to throw the Constitution at us about it when they don't even know what it says. They're twisting it. They're trying to make it about agenda, and it's just wrong. But anyway, I think we covered everything except for the man in the van.
Oh God.
Do you want to sing the song? Because I did cover the man in the van last night. And it was funny.
I'll cover the man in the van. Hey guys. Okay. Have you ever had to knock one out or rub one out so badly that you parked in front of an elementary school and did it?
While running for a college government office, and it was right there near the college. She said, and then told the police, well, I didn't know that the child's school was there, but I knew I was there in the college parking lot, that I want to be on the board there. I wanted to jack off to them. I did. I wanted it all about them, not the kids. Don't put the kids in the report. Don't do that. Yeah, that was Randy Kaufman running for office, running for a college board official office from the Family Values Party. Yes, the Family Values Party. He's doing that, and it's in Arizona, and it happened, and here's the clinch on that is that if it's only a minor offense, he could still win. Because he said he pulled his he pulled his campaign, but he didn't. He just stopped campaigning. He is still registered and on the ballot, and people have already voted for him when this came out. And so they can't stop that because legally, you vote your vote, But unless they press on those charges that he was in front of the school to make it more of a federal offense, he can actually hold office. Make that make sense? Yeah. So it's just a matter of degrees of where he did it. Not the fact that he did it. It's just where he did it. That's crazy. You want to sing the song? I know you want to sing the song, and then we'll leave. You want to sing the song?
You want me to sing it?
It's true,
Mama don't know. Daddy's getting hot down at the body shop, doing something unholy.
That's the part I like.
If you want to know where it's from, it's Sam Smith. It's a great song. You guys should. It's called Unholy, and it's out right now. You should go get a copy of it.
And Mocking's right. If they vote for Herschel, they'll vote for him. This is true. With all the crap, Herschel. Don't you dare end a life unless you're my girlfriend, and I have to pay for it.
He's admitted though that he did send her $700 now.
That's what I mean. Unless I'm paying for it, don't you dare have one.
I'm against abortion unless it's for anyone that I got pregnant.
Yeah, and I have to pay for it. Yeah, then I'm all for it. Yeah. Anyway, I digress. The hypocrisy it's the hypocrisy, please.
And I'm just gonna say, since Herschel is being like this, I'm just gonna say, guys, there is a perfect way that you never get a girl pregnant.
Oh, stop! Now, come on. No.
I was just gonna say, I was just inviting them. In case you wanted to, come to the other side, you'll never get anybody pregnant on the other side.
Oh, great. Great. Remember that day that Bear was advocating to only do because that was going to solve the problems of the world. Remember that day? Yeah. Okay. No, it wasn't me. It was Quiz. Just play the video back. It was not me. It was Quiz. DM him. Like, stay out of my
Yes,
DMs, people.
please DM me with your stupid, irresponsible opinions. I will love to argue it over with you. It's High Inquisitor. I think
Listen,
it's
not
3462 or 3482. I don't know what it is. Figure it out. Find me. Come at me. I love it.
okay.
Really.
Yeah, because not everybody's opinions are stupid. I do actually have great conversations with people online. Social media is not exactly all bad, but it's those ones that hit your DMs like with certain things that just I have developed a great sense of humor because of it. Like, it no longer bothers me. I have engaged my jersey. Like, I'm happy to say I'm much happier about it now. I am much happier. I just use your DMs for content now.
And I
Seriously.
promise to send her DMs to send your DMs to Claire so she can use those too.
for content, because you people are.
And if you want to know my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram, here, I'm going to tell you, everybody can now know it. Are you ready?
No.
I don't have it, motherfucker. I'm an adult.
You scared me for a second there. I thought you were like out. I'm like, Quiz, what's the matter? Stop. No, okay, that's it. We got to end the show.
I don't care what other people think about me, so I don't have it. I just, it's like, hey, I don't care what you think about my life.
On that, I'm going to say, before Quiz starts, I'm going to say, do the YouTube things. Like, comment, share. And if you have not got off your butt and subscribed and you're watching me, why? Why are you doing that? Just hit
what
the button.
Happens if they
Ring
join?
the bell.
Does anything special happen?
I know you want more in the club. Here you go. All right. Join the channel as a member or join my Patreon and you will get access to the Discord. The Discord is private. It's going to stay private. There's only 2 ways to get in. Become a member so I can donate your money to causes that actually mean something and make some good out there, and or become a collaborative creator on my channel. All you have to do is like Quiz right here. He's in there. He's the game master.
There you go.
Okay. He is in there giving you guys games several times a week, promoting videos to go.
Except this next
entertaining
week.
People. Yeah. Not this week. Well, hey, we'll take care of that in the Discord. YouTube doesn't need to know. But anyway, that's a way to get in for that, but it's going to stay private no matter what you say in my DMs. It's got to be that way because it is a perk to those people in order to get, to put those funds into great things like the Trevor Project, Women on the Web, the transportation of people that need to actually fight for their immigration status and or across state lines now to get women's services. Like, these are the places that we're donating to, the stuff that's going on now, and you get a voice on how that money gets donated. By the way, there will be a community post tonight actually to the members of the channel and the Patreon on where that money should go, okay, and how much it is and what they're going to choose from, and I hope to hear from them. But if you want to be part of that, yeah, you got to get in there. And the Discord is fun, and Quiz will say, like, that's why he wants you in there. He wants more people to play with. It's not a secret society.
No, it's not.
It is. But based on what I do and how I do it, it does need to stay private because, like, the one thing that I have learned on YouTube is that the majority of people are shit. And they just don't feel any better unless they're treating you like shit. And I don't want to deal with it anymore. And that's the truth of it. Okay? So
and if you want to abuse Claire, join her Patreon.
That's what I decided.
The Discord and start abusing her, and we'll kick you out just as quick. But
you're gonna need to stay out of my DMs. You're just gonna have to pay to do it. How do you like that? Because from now on, if you want to have a go at me on a regular basis,
maybe I could
pay
set
to
up
do
a Patreon for myself. You could pay to spank me.
Oh God, we're out. Okay, and on that, thank you so much, all of you who stayed and listened to us go on and carry on about the poop in politics this week. I had fun talking about real issues because that's it. You got to get the issues out there and you got to make it so people can actually want to hear it. So we made it a little funny, and I hope that didn't offend anybody. But if it did, don't tell me about it because the butt hurt need not reply. I don't care. All right, I'm gonna do it anyway. Save your breath. Okay. We're gonna do it this way, right? Quiz this way, because that's the only way we can do it, and it needs to be done. So there you go. All right. On that, quiz conversion camps. I am not running a conversion camp, Charlie. Charlie. I'm asking you to come back to the cookie side. I'm begging you. I'm begging you, dude. Like, don't. You're tipping the scales here, and it's really uncomfortable. You need to come back to the cookie side, Charlie. Like, I put it on YouTube. I'm begging you, dude. Like, I begged you. Like, I begged you. It's out there. There you go. And on that, we're out. You say goodbye, Quiz. Like,
Say
last
goodbye,
word.
Quiz.
Okay. Thanks all. Yeah. Oh yeah. Record says I can confirm it's not a cult. I think. Oh, thanks for that overwhelming. Like, but if it's a cult, I don't know. I don't know who the leaders are. Thank you, Uncle Neth, for participating. Thank you, everybody who's still in chat and all for showing up. Thank you for all of you who are going to watch the YouTube. Don't forget to do all that YouTubey things, and we'll see you later. We'll see you tomorrow. Actually, we'll see you later on the Shills. 6 o'clock for Uncalled For with Amy Hogan. It's going to be, again, about politics. We're going to go into China today. So we'll see you there. All right.
It's a long
And
flight.
It is a long flight. I better get going, right? So anyway, and Monday, 4 o'clock is for my usual legal updates. We'll see you then. Bye, Quiz. Thanks for having fun with me today. It's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
All right. Talk to you later.